You guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warning? Please. But if I was a cop and the person told me, I'll be like, I might have slapped him like, and I want to give you.
I don't want to slap
so fucking bad. But you told me that your license, you just got your license back. I ain't gonna get your license.
I've seen one too many bodies.
I promise I won't do it again.
I've seen one too many bodies, man. You know how
You guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro. Can I please get a warning? Please. But if I was a cop and a person told me I'll be like I might have slapped him like you. I don't want to slap you sewing bad. But you told me that your license just got your license back. I ain't going to get your I've seen one too many bodies. I promise I won't do it again. I've seen one too many bodies, man. You know how many of those homes? In case you missed it, the news posted Young Thug's legal troubles continue to bother him. Atlanta police target him well after being released from jail. As right after Young Thug did an interview speaking on his beef with Ganana, he was targeted by the feds. I just like to help people, you know. One of those artists was Ganana. You guys did a ton of songs together. Yeah. Very successful on your label. Yeah. He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now. Yeah. I know everybody wondering that. What's it like? I don't know. This all relates to his new song titled Money on Money featuring Future. It begins with Young Thug tweeting, "If you're a rapper and you're a rat, you got to just gospel." Which went viral because someone tweeted, "You are not even legally allowed to rap about gangster stuff anymore." Gathering 100,000 likes and 3 million views. Unfortunately, with how viral it went, it got police attention. In his song, Money on Money, Young Thug raps, "Brody, you a rat, twin, you a pack," as well as the lyrics, "These guys tell him for nothing, and I got to be the one calling them friends." As Thug reveals he ain't rocking with Gunna no more. When Ganana originally signed his plea deal in 2022, Young Thug heard about it from a judge and banged his head on the desk out of frustration. One fan's reaction to those lyrics reads, "I'm sorry, but there's no way Young Thug stays out of jail while also being a rapper. The lyrics you need to use to keep fans engaged in songs break his probation every time." But academics predicted all this would happen. It was announced. Academic speaks on Young Thug getting released and says the stipulations that he's got are a setup for the court to try to put Young Thug back in jail. As he explains that Thug's plea deal could make him go back to prison for 20 years. I know some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you're going to tell me that they're going to monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta. Can't communicate with co-defendants or members. He can't rap about he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. Well, that yo is always going to talk about him and his doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, "Yo, me is like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit." They might be like, "Oh, no. You talking about so, you know, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see if you follow that trial at all. Whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain. You can see the was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody know Thug was not that weight. So, we happy he got out. But we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out." But everything went crazy after a report shared. Whack 100 says he has 2 hours of footage of Gun telling on Young Thug in an interrogation room, making many believe the feds are ready for another YSL case. "Hey Gunner. Hey Gunner. Listen. I'm putting it together. I'ma give you some time. I don't know. 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm going to give you some time though, Gunny. For you to go head on and confess to the world about all the telling you did. You know that interrogation? Yeah. Guess who got it? 2 hours. Boy, you was sitting there talking more than Hurricane Katrina. The only thing he did wrong was let him record him. You know what I'm talking about. Young Thug would give this attention as he did a small Instagram live saying surprising things but not mentioning a name. Think I miss you. I miss you too. What you doing? You bored. You don't like him. No, __, in my, __, room. You was being mean. He felt your energy, man. Man, I don't mean play. I fly all the way to LA. You ain't going to touch him. With the world in a frenzy, DJ Academics leaked information of Young Thug making several calls with rappers telling them to avoid Ganana back when he was in jail. The streets are so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Ganana was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give a if you believe me. That's what he sent to all. He sent a message to Dirk Baby. There's a few other rappers. I just won't call their names just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start noting with Ganana, speaking out. They're chilling away. Thug got out. Ganana kind of hot. It ain't like you're trying to really jump and work with Gunner. But with this going viral online, Young Thug knew he had to respond as he hopped on IG Live for a short time and laughed about it. I'm going to laugh. I just jumped on here to let you know that yes, a goat can go live. Whoa. What's up? Who up right now? What's up? Who? What up right now? Although things changed quickly when it was announced, the head of the Georgia PD Council's gang unit says his office is preparing to defend against a potential for PF RICO as the paperwork name drops Lil Baby. But what's even scarier is that at the court hearing today, the police mentioned evidence. An investigator in the court wrote, Investigator V is on the stand. We are listening to wiretapped calls. Someone mentioned that Baby had tickets on some people's heads, meaning that Baby placed an M for hire. Similar to Lil Durk, come on, bro. You know what going to go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying. Look at that, man. Got tickets on a lot of these foes. I'm telling you, we just heard somebody say, these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets? The unidentified male. It was being referred to as UNC. And you're speaking of Mr. Sanders, correct? And what in your experience, do you know what tickets are? A price on somebody's head. What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that? Like a bounty. Okay. To have them arrested for. And who were they referring to in that portion of the call? They were saying that they believe had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads. Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed. Correct. All right. Moving on. Rappers would begin reacting by saying, first Young Thug and now Lil Baby being played by that Atlanta DA. Y'all Atlanta rappers, be careful out there. As it's the same district attorney that went after Young Thug, and now she's trying to get Lil Baby. As a new update revealed, Baby taken into county jail for questioning on the passing of Jackie Davis and Layman Freeman. Police question why he closed 4 p.m. after the crime took place. Atlanta police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of 2-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested. Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets. Bullets. At least 25 shots fired. Yeah, it was terrible. It was just a concert. I was waiting for Little Baby to come by my tacos up. Where it was then announced Baby reveals he ended his record label 4F to avoid it being labeled as a street team. For Pockets Full had to come to an end. You know what I'm saying. MHM. When you say of course, I mean, Why you say of course? Because all, __. That be going on and I had to start learning that like other people actions I could be held accountable for, right? I ain't know all that at first, you know what I'm saying. I never would have went that route, but I ain't know, you know what I'm saying, now that I know I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't. If I got any kind of control, hey, we going to switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, or it's just period, you know what I'm saying. Like I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about. But weirdly enough, Gunn's lawyer spoke out to defend Ganana while Young Thug and Baby continue to be targeted. He writes, I was Ganana's attorney, but I'm not speaking on his behalf. This long post is solely to set out the truth. Ganana did not cooperate, did nothing, and said nothing to affect Thug's case. And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes to yes, ma'am. You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you. He is right. He spent 8 months in jail and was released in December 2022 after entering an Alford plea. Gunner's plea could not and was not used at Thug's trial, and he was never even named as a witness. He received a 5-year suspended sentence with no reporting, no travel restrictions, no living restrictions, and no probation. Over the last 2 years, he has performed all over the world, achieved international fame and recognition, and earned millions of dollars. Meanwhile, Thug went to trial and eventually pleaded guilty in Nalo after spending 30 months in jail. He received 15 years probation with reporting conditions and is not even allowed to live in Atlanta. Those that have and continue to badmouth Ganana get over it. However, a tweet would then go viral reading,